Hello. Starting with the development process with this PAM, that is the process automation manager. So first we need to install the tool for that before proceeding further. So this is the site, the Red Hat official website from where you can install. So you need to install two different jar files. One is this Red Hat JBoss Enterprise Application Platform Installer. So this is the current version that I'm using, 7.3.0, and the other one is RHPAM installer that you can use for this application. So I've just downloaded these two jar files from this official website. You need to have, because this is you need to buy it from the Red Hat. So when I go to this installation process, you need to accept the terms and conditions. So the license agreement has been accepted, then click on next. Now I need to select the path. So this is the path that I have inside my this the installation directory that I selected. Go and select on app client and the docs. Go to next. So you can set your admin password, and then for this admin username, so you can select the by default admin. I'm selecting admin is the I'm selecting my password as well. Go next. Okay, so you need to select the passwords that should validate all those things. So it should have at least 8 characters, and then at least one digit and one alphanumeric symbol, and then okay, so we will continue anyway. So I've selected, this is the overview of the installation. Then we can go click next. It will install all the dependencies. So you can see you can have all these application platforms, clients, and the models that is downloading. So you need to have an account on Red Hat to download these steps. So the first thing that I am installing is JBoss EAP, and the second one would be the RHPAM installer that you can select from here. Just Google it, RHPAM installer subversion.jar file. Click on next. Yeah, so I'm going with the default configuration for this installation. So as you can see in the installation log.txt, it is adding the user which we had selected, admin, and the corresponding password for this. The processing has been finished. Now click on next. Done. Now we will proceed with the RHPAM installer, the selected version. Now similarly, you can go to this link to download this Red Hat PAM installer. So we are downloading this file. So I already downloaded on my system. Now that jar file just I need to run, so I'm using the current version, that is 7.9.0, and I'm providing the link in the description for this RHPAM installer and the EAP installer. So once you click on the jar file which you downloaded from this site, just go and then accept the terms and the license agreement. Go next. And this is the important point. While installing, just give the installation path of the EAP server that installed just before. So this is very important. Just go here, and you can see this is the EAP 7.3.0 version that I installed. Just select this path for the installation directory of this. Select OK, then proceed. Make sure to click both of these, the Business Central and the Kai server. Just go next. Now you can create the admin for this, the password. So I'm selecting this username as RHPAM admin. Now you can select the password as well. Okay, so once done, you can select all these the roles that you need to provide. As an admin we are selected, so it is by default they have been selected, so we can proceed further. Username and password cannot match. Okay, so let's select some other password. Click next. Okay, so there are many validations that we need to follow before installing this. Okay, so let's go for some good passwords. Yeah, this is the installation overview. This is the path. This is the path of the EAP that we had selected and the components that we are installing, and then the users that we have. Go next. So the installation path that needs to be the EAP that we had selected earlier. So that thing you need to remember while installing this. Also make sure that the installation overview that you got is correct while selecting. And the path for the already installed EAP path must be selected. So just two changes that you need to make here while installing the components and all. So once you are done with the EAP, so the first step is to install the EAP, then select one path. And for installing Red Hat Process Automation Manager, you need to select the same path which you selected for the EAP in the previous installation. And then overview, you need to select, you need to check the overview of the installation, the path and the roles that you are assigning to the admins. So once this is installed, just click on next, go with the default configuration. So just while installing, just keep selecting next and next after that, where we left in the last video. Now what we can do to start the server, just go to the install directory, the part that you have selected for installing your EAP. So just go to EAP, the version where you selected. It might be in my case it's like users methods and then the directory folder EAP 7.3.2. For starting the server, we need to have the standalone bash file or the shell script file. So just go to the bin folder. I will see many folders here. One is standalone .bat file, but if you are running the server on this Windows, so you need to run this standalone .bat. But as this is the Mac OS, so I'm running this standalone.sh. So just open one terminal. So in Windows you can run this standalone.bash file, but I will run this in this case standalone.sh. Just you can either go to this directory path and then you can run this particular shell script. Else what you can do, just drag and drop, it will by default select this path. As you can see, it is this we are running the standalone.sh file. Just click enter and then it will run the server in the backend. It will take some time to run the in the backend. So meanwhile what we will do, we will go to it will by default run on the localhost 8080 port. So we can go to http, then localhost on port 8080, and then you can select the business central. So once the server is ready, we can click on this and then we can have our business central. So there are a few dependencies that are missing, so it's not a worry. Just wait for some time and then it will run the server. As it looks for many other files which is not here, which is not required in our case to learn the basic stuff. So for this, those dependencies we are getting some errors, so that is not a problem. So once this server is ready in the backend, we can run this link on our browser. As it's initiated, now we can check. Okay, it's https http localhost not it's 8080. Then we can go for the business central. Yep. So when the server is ready in the backend, it will render the application. Now the server is running, so we can use your credentials here that you had set while installing the RHPAM installer. So we had created RHPAM admin. If you remember, then we had set one password for that. Use the same password here. Sign in. It will load the applications and all the business processes, so it takes a bit of time. Finish large deployment task finished successfully. Okay, so we are good to go. Now it will take some time to load the application. Once it is loaded, we can start with the learning process, like creating different projects and the assets inside any project. So now you can see we are on this login console, and this we have successfully logged in with the user ID RHPAM admin, and we have the all the roles that is assigned to this RHPAM admin, that is the admin roles. So now we can start with the learning process. So this is how we install the RHPAM on our local system.